Hello everybody, my name is Jay. I'm one of the expert PTE teachers here at E2 Language. Let's have a look at listening select missing word. This is method 2.0. This is what it's going to look like on test day, and as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward multiple choice type of question. But there's a bit of a difference with this one, and that is you're going to listen to an audio file and the final word or the final phrase is going to be replaced by a beep sound, okay? Let's just do one and see how you go. Ready?
Great leaders are the ones who think beyond short-term versus long-term. They are the ones who know it's not about the next quarter or the next election, but about the next.
How did you go with that one? Are you confident that you got the answer right? Let me make it a little bit simpler for you. Let's now turn that question into a reading type of question, okay? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to read the transcript of what you just listened to, and I want you to select the word that would finish this paragraph in the best possible way, okay? Your 20 seconds starts now. Okay, hopefully you chose B, generation. That's the correct answer. Let's just quickly have a look at it to find out why. So it says great leaders are the ones who think beyond short term versus long term. They are the ones who know it's not about the next quarter or the next election, but about the next generation. So we could only get that answer, B, generation, from the entire context of the transcript itself, right? You can't just guess. In other words, you have to listen to the whole thing and you have to understand the whole thing in order to then finally anticipate what that final word will be. Cool? Cool. All right, let's keep going. Okay, let's look at some facts about this task. So on test day, you'll get 2 or 3 of these. As I mentioned, it's a multiple choice style question and you'll have between 3 and 5 answer options. The number of words for each answer option will be between 1 and 4, okay? So it might just be a single word or it might be a phrase. Keep that in mind. And as for scoring, this task only contributes points to your listening score overall. And I must say, it is actually a really good test of your listening because if you're a good listener and you're really listening intently to somebody, you should actually be able to anticipate what they're going to say. It's like when people say, you know, I could finish your sentence. I knew exactly what you were going to say. Cool. All right. What happens in this task? Well, you get 7 seconds to prepare, which is quite interesting. And I'll give you a little hint on how to use those 7 seconds effectively in a minute. Number 2, the audio will start playing. The audio file will be quite short, between 20 and 70 seconds. Also, just be prepared, just be prepared that you might get a video on test day as well, not just an audio file. But don't be distracted by the visuals in the video. It's about listening. Then number 3, you have to select that missing word or phrase and then you click next. Pretty much as soon as you finish, you click next because there's no point hanging around with this one. You are just going to eat the time. It's just going to eat into the time of your overall listening section. So as soon as you know the answer or even don't know the answer, just choose one, click next. Nothing you can do if you don't know the answer. Right, if you have not taken PTE before, or if you have and you've been unsuccessful, then you should check out our PTE mock test, our mini mock test. Why is it mini? Because it's slightly shortened. Instead of sitting there for 3 hours, you would just sit there for like 2 hours. So you get to do one of each of the different tasks. You're going to receive really helpful feedback on all of the speaking and writing sections, as well as a good overview of what score you might get on test day. So it's well worth the investment in the mini mock test. Okay, let's have a look at the method for select missing word. So the first thing you should do is read the instruction. This is the only task where you actually have to read the instruction because there's a little bit of language in there that's going to help you a lot. Then what you're going to do is you're going to glance at the answer options. You're going to be listening very carefully, and you're also going to be watching the timer, because as the timer gets close to being finished, you'll know that that's when the beep sound is going to happen, and that's when you're going to have to listen for the little word or phrase. Then you select one, you click next. So let's go through that method one step at a time. So read the instruction. Now, most people don't really realize this, but if you look up here, it'll tell you what the audio will be about. So this one, the one that we saw before, said you'll hear an audio about leadership. This is pretty handy to know, right? Because otherwise you have no idea what that audio is going to be about, and you certainly cannot determine it from the answer options. So just knowing that you're going to hear an audio file about leadership or politics or education or whatever is helpful. It sort of gets your brain ready to hear that sort of vocabulary. Cool, so you've read the instruction. Remember, you've got 7 seconds here. Then, as the audio is playing, you're going to be glancing at those answer options. You're going to be listening very intently, and you're going to be watching because there's going to be like a little timer type of thing here that it slowly fills up as it gets towards the end. And as soon as it hits the end there, that's when the beeping sound is. So when you're about here, you have to really watch carefully. It's very helpful to do that. Cool, then you select the right answer, and then you click next immediately. That's pretty straightforward. So let's put this into practice. We're going to do 3 practice questions, an easy one, a medium one, and a difficult one. Let's start with the easy one. All right, let's just do it. Away you go.
Italy is the home of the espresso, and the Italian definition of espresso, according to the Italian Espresso Institute, states that you begin with some 6.5 to 7.5 grams of ground coffee. You then force hot water through this ground coffee at a temperature of 86 to 90 degrees Celsius and at a pressure of some 9 atm. Do this for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you should end up with around 23 to 27 milliliters of dark hot coffee.
Cool. How do you think you went? Did you understand everything that was said so that that final word there, it just would make the most sense to complete what the speaker was saying with that word? Let's have a closer look at this one again. I'm going to give you this in a reading style question just to reinforce, just to make sure that you got it right. I'll give you 20 seconds to choose A, B, C, or D. Okay, so all of these words here, like beans, aroma, taste, and liquid, relate to coffee. So they're all, similar or related. However, when you get up to this part here, or actually here, it's talking about forcing hot water, and then it's talking about milliliters. Then you're left with dark hot coffee. What? Well, what would be the only possibility here if it's measured in milliliters would be liquid. So you can see that that one, there were a few vocabulary style hints in there, but again, overall listening for that one. So hopefully you chose D, liquid. If you're not a YouTube subscriber, I'm very disappointed in you. You should become one. You should become one of our loyal subscribers. Click the little subscribe button, that would be fabulous. Let's do another practice. This one's going to be medium level of difficulty. Let's take a look at it. So you get 7 seconds.
So 30 or 40 years ago, people thought that babies' minds were a blank slate or a blooming, buzzing confusion. Even the greatest developmental psychologist, Jean Piaget, thought that babies were irrational and amoral and egocentric, didn't understand very much about the world. And in the past 30 years or so, we've discovered that just the opposite of that is true. In many respects, even the youngest babies are
All right, this one was a little bit harder than the coffee one, do you think? Let's have a closer look at it. Again, let's do the reading thing. I'll want you to read the transcript and see if you weren't confident with your answer listening to it, see if you're more confident with your answer if you read it. I'll give you 20 seconds. This one the correct answer seems unlikely, but the other 3 answer options were just definitely wrong. So think about that as a process to get to the correct answer. That is, eliminate incorrect answer options, okay? Even if one of the answer options seems a bit absurd or unlikely, if you've eliminated the other 3, then it must be correct. So let's read the final sentence. In many respects, even the youngest babies are smarter than grown-ups. And that comes from this. There was a part here that leads you to that. We've discovered that just the opposite. So Jean Piaget thought that babies were irrational and amoral and egocentric. In the past 30 years, we've discovered just the opposite of that is true. In many respects, even the youngest babies are smarter than grown-ups. Also, what you'll notice here is that each of those answer options are grammatically plausible. That is, they all fit grammatically. It could be any of them grammatically. This isn't a test of your grammar, it's a test of meaning. Okie dokie. If you need help with meaning, then you should check out e2school.com. e2school.com is like a sister website to E2 Language Test Prep. And what it does is build your fundamental English language skills in pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, general English, listening, reading, writing, speaking. We've even got a spelling course on the way. It's very inexpensive. So if you need more than just test preparation, okay, you need to build your English skills. Maybe you've actually failed the test a few times. Check out e2school.com. It could help you out. All right, let's do practice number 3. This is going to be the hard one. You have 7 seconds.
What about the forgeries? Can you tell immediately?
They are often extremely good. In fact, there is quite a prominent example. I think it was in 1991 at a Sotheby's sale in New York. There was an important auction of African art, and there was this one in the form of a ram, and it sold for quite a lot of money. And an investigation by a Belgian journalist revealed that the back half of it was the original part, and the whole front half had been modelled by a local potter in Bamako. I mean, it's a testament to the skill of these forgers. They are actually
Okay, that one was pretty tough because it was using some uncommon, sophisticated vocabulary. Let's have a look at the transcript here. I'll give you 20 seconds to quickly read the transcript. Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, so the key phrase there that really gives away the answer there is that final sentence which says, I mean, it's a testament to the skill of these forgers. They are actually extremely good artists, would be the most appropriate way to finish that sentence and that paragraph that gives that paragraph overall meaning and context, okay? Overall meaning in context. That'll do. Cool bananas. All right, so hopefully you got B there. Cool. Thanks very much for watching. If you do need any more help, do check out e2language.com. It comes with live classes, one-on-one tutorials, smart questions, speaking and writing feedback, everything you need to succeed on your PTE academic. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.